wondered, who keeps the gas flowing to your home and businesses, quietly powering modern life? Today, we're taking a deep dive into the fascinating and often overlooked world of gas distribution system operators, DSOs. These are truly the unsung architects of our energy landscape. For decades, they've fueled economic growth, supported booming industries, and dramatically improved daily life for households around the globe. But here's the twist. This sort of hidden industry is now at the epicenter of a seismic shift. Our sources tell a compelling story of an industry facing unprecedented pressures, yet also seizing incredible opportunities for transformation. We're going to unpack why their future is surprisingly dynamic and how they're, rewriting the rulebook.
It's absolutely true. Despite often operating behind the scenes, DSOs have fundamentally been the backbone of our energy infrastructure. Their vast networks are, the arteries that bring energy directly to our homes and industries, making them absolutely vital.
So they've been this quiet foundational force, but now it sounds like they're caught in a perfect storm of converging challenges. They're trying to balance the urgent demands of the energy transition while simultaneously maintaining resilience, competitiveness, affordability, and critically, security of supply. How are they juggling all of that?
It's an enormous balancing act, yeah. And the pressure really comes from both complex internal and external forces.
Yeah.
If we look internally first, one of the most immediate challenges is the progressive aging of their network infrastructure.
Okay.
This isn't just about old pipes. It directly translates into soaring maintenance and replacement costs and significantly higher safety and reliability risks across the entire system.
So it's not just getting old, it's getting exponentially more expensive and risky. Beyond the direct financial burden, what other ripple effects does that create for DSOs internally?
Well, another significant internal force is the constant technological evolution of the network itself. Gas distribution is a moving target, really, especially with new energy vectors like biomethane now entering the mix. This demands larger continuous investments in innovation and digitalization, which in turn increases the sheer complexity in managing capital expenditure, or CapEx, deployment. The core insight here is that DSOs are shifting from just reactive fixes to a late-life grid strategy.
Late-life grid strategy.
Yeah, turning aging infrastructure from a liability into a sort of managed asset through smart standardization and procurement. A key adaptation here is integrating and digitalizing the entire end-to-end CapEx deployment cycle. We're also seeing shifts in network density and shape, often driven by changing customer habits, like the big push for electrification.
Oh, okay.
This directly affects gas distribution by creating tariff and revenue challenges. Or it forces extensive network redesign and infrastructure optimization, especially when delivery points get spread over larger distances.
We've talked about the internal pressures, but DSOs aren't operating in a vacuum, are they?
Yeah.
What external forces are truly shaping their world right now?
No, definitely not. Externally, one of the biggest drivers is undoubtedly tighter regulatory requirements. Take EU Regulation 2024-187, for example, enacted just last year. These regulations are becoming much stricter on carbon neutrality, explicitly requiring DSOs to structurally monitor and lower their methane emissions and boost their efficiency. This means solutions like advanced leak detection technology are becoming increasingly necessary, not just a nice-to-have, but, an absolute must.
So strict environmental mandates. Okay. What about the customer side or even other utilities they interact with?
Yeah, we're also seeing a clear customer preference for digital channels. Today's customers just expect seamless service and engagement through digital platforms.
Makes sense.
Which means DSOs are compelled to invest heavily in upgrading their digital offerings. And finally, there's a growing tension between the convergence and even interference of different utility sectors.
Interference? How so?
Well, think about overlapping operations and shared infrastructure, particularly in congested urban areas.
Right, pipes and cables all into the same street.
Exactly. It leads to higher complexity in managing infrastructure, increased risk of damage and safety concerns, and often significant regulatory and permitting challenges. Operators are countering this by improving their capillary knowledge of the network, the incredibly granular street-by-street understanding of every single pipe, valve, and connection, using solutions like developing a digital twin for faster intervention and improved interactions with other stakeholders.
It sounds like DSOs are caught between a rock and a hard place with all these pressures, but our research suggests this isn't just about survival, it's actually about unprecedented opportunity for reinvention. How do they seize that?
Exactly. And it's a big opportunity. Our analysis suggests that if DSOs can truly embrace this transformation, their operating cost efficiency could increase by a staggering up to 30%.
Wow, 30%, that's huge.
It is. And we've identified 4 strategic pillars that really define this target operating model for the future.
Okay, let's dig into that first pillar then. Building a fast and effective capital expenditure, or CapEx, machine. Traditionally, CapEx management relies on rigid, long-term planning, often 10-year cycles updated annually, right? Why is that old approach no longer cutting it in today's rapidly changing energy landscape?
Well, the traditional model simply wasn't designed for today's dynamic environment. It's too slow, too fragmented. We've seen that many infrastructure CapEx deployment projects, shockingly, overrun their costs by up to 70% and their schedules by up to 60%.
70%, goodness.
Yeah. And this is largely due to limited end-to-end project visibility and a lack of integrated IT systems. Just too many silos.
So if the old way is clearly inefficient, what's the fundamental shift we're seeing in how DSOs are approaching their capital investment now? What does that dynamic and responsive model actually look like?
That's where the CapEx Management Console comes in. Think of it as a central nervous system, maybe, for all their major infrastructure projects. It's enabled by the digitalization of every single step of the CapEx deployment cycle, from initial investment planning through engineering and design, permitting, project planning, and all the way to construction and closing. Everything connected. This console provides end-to-end visibility, real-time KPI calculations.
Key performance indicators, right?
Exactly. Deep insights, automated notifications, and it allows for CapEx allocation based on robust data and AI algorithms. Much smarter allocation.
And are there real-world examples where DSOs have implemented this and seen tangible results?
Oh, absolutely. A leading Southern European DSO, for instance, dramatically improved its on-time, on-budget investment delivery using such a console. This translated into a 10 to 20% acceleration in project schedules and a 5 to 10% boost in capital budget efficiency. That's real measurable impact.
That's impressive, significant savings. What other innovations are helping DSOs streamline their capital projects?
Another fascinating innovation gaining traction is AI-based remote worksite supervision.
Tell me more about that.
Several leading European DSOs have actually developed and licensed an AI-powered software solution for this. Field crews simply upload photos of critical project milestones from their phones or tablets.
Okay.
And an AI algorithm immediately analyzes them against preloaded specifications, providing real-time feedback directly to the crew on site.
Wow, so instant quality checks, basically.
Pretty much. It's incredibly efficient.
What kind of impact are we seeing from this in terms of cost savings or efficiency gains?
The benefits are truly significant. We're seeing an 80 to 90% reduction in costs associated with on-site inspections.
80 to 90.
Yes. And a 10 to 20% faster project completion due to that real-time feedback and reduced reworks. Plus, a substantial decrease in CO2 emissions from fewer site visits. And the platform provides invaluable data that feeds into digital twins and helps optimize procurement costs down the line.
Okay, that's Pillar 1 covered. Moving on to Pillar 2. The digital, resilient, and sustainable network. Right now, much of network management is still manual, labor-intensive, and often reactive, isn't it? It lacks real-time asset visibility. What's the big picture shift here?
Yeah, the shift is fundamental. It's towards a fully digitalized and automated operating model. This involves deploying smart sensors and actuators across all network assets, from city gates and pressure reduction plants to the pipelines themselves.
Sensors everywhere.
Essentially, yes. These devices collect and transmit real-time data back to a central control room, enabling remote monitoring and control with very limited on-site intervention needed. Common use cases include things like smart maintenance, remote pressure regulation, and optimization of preheating and odorization processes.
Paolo Gallo, the CEO of Italgas Group, captured the essence of this. He said, "We digitized our gas distribution network, making it smart, connected, and fully responsive." This gave us real-time visibility, predictive insights, and a level of operational agility that changed the game. The efficiency gains weren't marginal, they were exponential.
He makes it sound like a complete paradigm shift.
It absolutely is. And a critical element of this digital network is advanced leak detection technology.
Right, you mentioned that earlier with regulations.
Exactly. This moves beyond just scheduled manual detection to data-driven insights and targeted network health status checks. It often utilizes fast vehicle-based technology with additional sensors, maybe on-field technicians' backpacks confirming leaks, and tablets collecting key data.
I see.
These data are then analyzed to automatically produce repair prioritization reports and provide real-time KPI updates. It's a game changer for environmental impact and safety.
Those gains from the digital networks sound significant. Can you give us some hard numbers? What kind of tangible results are DSOs seeing, especially regarding things like gas losses or safety? Looking at a large EMEA DSO that implemented this, the numbers are pretty compelling. A 70 to 80% reduction in gas losses, which substantially cuts CO2 emissions, obviously.
70 to 80% reduction. Wow.
Yeah. A 20 to 30% improvement in workforce efficiency, a 40 to 50% reduction in emergency calls.
That's huge for public safety.
Absolutely. And linked to that, a remarkable 50 to 60% improvement in workforce and citizen safety overall.
That's a profound impact across the board. And are there any less obvious benefits from this kind of digitalization?
Well, interestingly, yes. The digitalization and automation of network operations also create new opportunities for mergers and acquisitions among DSOs.
How so?
Because with remote monitoring and control, the need for operators to be in close geographical proximity reduces. You can manage networks from further away.
Okay.
This opens up entirely new strategic possibilities for growth and consolidation in the sector.
Very interesting. Let's turn to Pillar 3. Efficient operations with customer centricity. This is about moving away from rigid organizational structures that often ignore evolving workforce skills and market developments. How are DSOs transforming their people and processes?
It really means adopting a much more agile organizational model, one that takes a flexible approach to the sizing and geographical distribution of technical units. And a crucial component here is the talent strategy. Tomorrow's workforce needs to be far more flexible and equipped with advanced digital competencies. You can't just rely on the old skill sets.
So reskilling is key.
Absolutely. This requires significant investment in reskilling programs and focusing on high-value roles. The workforce can then be redirected from routine planned maintenance to more proactive, smart maintenance activities, leveraging the digital tools we talked about.
And technology clearly plays a huge role in optimizing that talent. I'm fascinated by the shift from static day-ahead planning to AI-based real-time workforce scheduling. How does that work in practice?
It's really quite powerful. The AI system continuously evaluates and prioritizes field interventions. Everything from customer appointments to urgent maintenance calls or network patrols.
Oh, yeah.
Even administrative duties.
Okay.
And then it automatically assigns them to the most suitable technician based on skill sets, real-time availability, and even their current geolocation.
So it's not just about efficiency, but better customer service, too, getting the right person there faster.
Absolutely. The benefits are clear. Maximize time and cost efficiency, ensuring every technician's schedule is fully optimized. It also significantly increases customer satisfaction by enabling customers to pick their preferred appointment date and time slots.
That's a big plus.
And the system makes dynamic adjustments in real time as situations evolve on the ground, traffic, job overruns, emergencies, things like that.
We're even seeing generative AI applications making a mark here now. What kind of tasks are they tackling?
They are. A large Southern European DSO, for example, identified over 100 AI and generative AI use cases.
100. Wow.
Yeah, and several are already implemented, such as predictive smart maintenance models and remote monitoring of construction sites using image analysis. And a leading Northern European DSO built and launched Agentic Gen AI.
Agentic, meaning it acts more autonomously.
Exactly. AI that can act more independently to achieve a goal, like completing complex tasks. They're using it to improve their contracting process optimization.
Yeah.
It effectively halved validation time for engineers and drastically reduced the number of iterations per document. It's about more than just efficiency. It's a fundamental shift in how work gets done.
That's a game changer. And Paolo Gallo offered some crucial advice for any organization embarking on this kind of transformation, didn't he? Something about the people.
He did. He emphasized start with the organization pillar.
Okay.
That means ensuring leadership alignment, strengthening internal communication, simplifying processes, and above all, investing in talent. And his key line was, bring your people with you, make them co-authors of the transformation. His point is that technology alone isn't enough. You absolutely need the human element, the buy-in.
That's a powerful message. It also means rethinking traditional boundaries, doesn't it? Like between in-house and outsourced activities, maybe offering specialized services to peer operators.
Precisely. That can unlock completely new revenue streams and operational synergies they didn't have before.
Okay, now for Pillar 4, multidimensional growth. Traditionally, most DSOs have focused primarily on optimizing gas distribution within their existing networks. But our sources suggest that narrow focus might be holding them back. What's the shift here?
The shift is towards a more diversified operating model, One that enables easier M&A processes, for instance, allowing them to consolidate operations within a single country or even across borders more easily. The idea is really to break out of the traditional gas-only mindset.
And how are leading operators actually strengthening their presence in adjacent markets? What does that look like in practice?
Many are now actively offering energy services, things like energy efficiency solutions, and even smart home devices directly to customers.
So moving beyond just the pipe. It's exactly, expanding their scope. And interestingly, diversifying into managing other utilities, such as water distribution, can also open up entirely new opportunities and revenue streams, moving beyond their traditional gas-centric business model altogether.
So, bringing it all back, what's the overall economic impact? This entire transformation, digitalizing, optimizing talent, diversifying, sounds like it can unlock significant value.
It absolutely can. As I mentioned, our analysis suggests a potential 30% improvement in operating cost efficiency across the board. That's the headline figure.
And can you break down where those savings would likely come from, just illustratively?
Certainly. Looking at the potential, construction and renovation could see savings of around 30 to 40% of current costs.
Okay.
For the field force, there's potential for maybe 25% in savings. Maintenance and asset management could reduce costs by 15 to 25%, and even headquarters and back office processes could see a 10 to 15% improvement in efficiency.
So it's substantial value across the entire operation. And the good news is, this isn't just theoretical. Some of the leading players globally are already demonstrating how this transformation can be achieved.
So to recap our deep dive today, gas distribution system operators are fundamentally reimagining their operating models, moving from static to dynamic, from manual to digital, and from a vertically focused view to a much more multidimensional approach. They're effectively rewriting their very DNA, aren't they?
They really are. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it means DSOs have a significant potential to emerge as key players in the energy transition. They can turn today's formidable challenges into clear competitive advantages through this kind of operational and organizational transformation. It's fascinating how a seemingly behind-the-scenes industry is actually at the forefront of such profound technological and societal change.
Absolutely. So considering how these DSOs are fundamentally rethinking their operating models to adapt and thrive in such a complex environment, what does this tell us about the need for similar reevaluations in our own fields, or even just in how we approach learning and managing information in this rapidly changing world? What stands out to you?